Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome in, race fans, high above the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway here tonight for the Danny's Diamond Deals 100 for the May the 4th be with you, race fans. That's what they tell me from Danny's Diamond Deals. May the 4th be with you in finding the right diamond for her, because if you don't, it's going to be a May Day kind of event. So head on over to Danny's Diamond Deals. They will have you covered, so she shines bright like a diamond. But tonight, the diamonds and the rough. 17 drivers here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. These drivers here tonight are competing in the 10th race of the season. And when I say the 10th race of the season, where does that leave us with the points championship? Well, that leaves us with Max Terriot leading the points championship coming into the night by just 19 points over Michael Trevarthen. And he's got a 44-point lead. 44-point lead over Dalton Williamson. Don't want to shortchange that. That's your top 3 in the points championship. Terriot, Trevarthen, and Williamson coming into the night, and we'll see who at the end of this night here is at the top of the boards. And just like that, these drivers are already headed down here because qualifying is in the books. So what do you say we get that Six Rings Racing starting lineup? It'll look like this. Starting on the front row, he hails out of Tampa, Florida. Driving car number 1, that'll be Dalton Williamson. To his outside, the driver that lives just outside of Tampa, Florida, it'll be car number 2, that'll be Michael Trevarthen. How about the driver back in P number 3? He's a storm chaser at heart. Car number 17, that'll be Chad Allcares. It's the double V entry from hailing north of the border here tonight. It'll be Victor Vowles in car number 53. He'll start 4th. TJ Henson, he's got it wound up here tonight. Good starting spot for him. Car number 62 will roll from P number 5. Cody Meadows in car number 46, the BTR entry, will start back in 6th position. 7th on the call here tonight, car number 81, that'll be Ken Allen. And how about the storm from the north? It blew in here. We may be a little warm, getting a heat wave here in Pennsylvania, but that storm from the north, Max Terriot driving car number 42, will start in 8th. Starting back into the 9th position here tonight, he drives a 01. He's from Somerville, South Carolina. That'll be Richard Murdoch. The driver out of Massachusetts, driving the 13MA, the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes. That'll be Joshua Buckley starting back in 10th. And how about the Cowboy? Rob Higgins in the Higgins Hill Racing Checker Flag Auto Supply. Number 40 will start into the 11th spot. 12th will go to the driver north of the border himself, the Canadian Invasion number 31. That'll be Dave Bragg. Back into the 13th starting spot here tonight on the call here tonight. That's the Feeney Crawl. Car number 38 of Brandon Feeney. 14th starting spot. Car number 21, Bill Ross there in car number 21 will start 14th. And how about car number 52, the driver out of Canada? That'll be Chris Oliver. He'll start back in 15th starting spot. And the driver out of Ohio, car number 70, reach for the top, number 70. That'll be Steve McCormick. And the Checkered Flag Auto Supply 20-year anniversary, car number 30. That'll be the man, the myth, the legend of Bob Higgins. 17 cars here tonight actually will make the call. 100 laps here tonight, brought to us by our friends over at Danny's Diamond Deals. Are you ready, race fans? Because the modifieds are coming to life, this time out of turn number 4. Green flag pending, 100 laps here for the Danny's Diamond Deals. May the 4th be with you, racers. Oh, let's go racing. Drag race down the back straightaway between Williamson and Trevarthen, who will lead lap number 1 here tonight in the Danny's Diamond Deals 100. The Diamond Deal will go to the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen leading at the stripe. But Williamson down on the bottom side of the speedway. Look at him get a great run. Caution flag. Caution flag out here tonight. There's car number 46. That'll be Cody Meadows going around to bring the caution flag out. Lap number 2 down in turn number 1. Not quite sure if it involved multiple cars, but we will take a look at it. I was fixated on the race leaders here. Cody Meadows is running just inside the top 10. Let's take a look, though. Meadows was actually just outside the top 5. There's the 42 behind him, and not sure if Max got into the back of Cody Meadows. Meadows down there up over the turtles. One of those things that you got to watch out for here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. Riding on board with Cody Meadows. Maybe just a slight little tap to the bars there. To the back of the number 46 of Cody Meadows. And a couple interesting strategies here tonight. See down there a couple drivers down on pit road. DJ Henson, Brandon Feeney, Cody Meadows, Steve McCormick, and Bob Higgins all coming down here. Just a handful of laps into this feature event here tonight, brought to us by Danny's Diamond Deals, and drivers are making their way down pit road. Joshua Buckley now will bring the Granny Hips, Walkers, and Canes entry. There's the driver out of Pepperell, Massachusetts. He will come down pit road. Joshua Buckley becoming an avid iRacing painter here for the series. We got one of those special paint schemes on the front, or on this number 13 MA, the modified paint. We'll come to a stop in his pit box, and we'll take another lap here before we get that sign to double them up. I drew the blank there. I'm like, what are we going to do? We got to go to Danny's Diamond Deals and get a diamond? I can tell you right now, if my wife watches this tonight and hears me continuing to talk about diamonds, she's going to think she's getting a new ring. So, well, if you need a ring, there's only one place to go, and that's Danny's Diamond Deals. Look, though, the iRacing.com pace car lights are off. They are told to double them back up, so we're going back racing here. We will have 6 laps completed, 1 lap under green, as we did have the caution flag lap number 2 technically down in 1 and 2. Right there, you see those turtles down there. You want to stay away from them. They can damage the oil pan on these machines tonight, and it can end your evening here of racing. The 46 of Cody Meadows did rejoin. He's going to be restarting back into the 14th position here tonight, the rookie. See if he can make his way through the field. Flag in the iRacing.com starter hands. Slow crawl off 4, waiting, and now they're going to go just about at the start-finish line. Williamson says it's time to race. This time, Dalton Williamson going to get out ahead of the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. There is the number 17 of Chad Allcares. He runs off Duncan, and oh boy, I thought we were going to have one car running off into the wall there. That was the number 53 of Victor Valls. Working the outside there in the switch tire, number 53. There you see the 42 of Max Terriot get right on by. Terriot's been able to pick up 4 spots in the early going as Victor Valls now falls back into the 5th spot. But all behind him, it's the Oscar Mayer Wiener, number 81 of Ken Allen. Back there trying to see if he can find a way around Victor. Just behind them, it's Richard Murdoch in the spot. Rob Higgins is one car up out of the groove, car number 21. And he's going to have to slam on the brakes. That's the 46 of Cody Meadows. Meadows really having to get out of the throttle. Then he'll go down to the bottom side of the speedway. He'll cut the nose of the number 13 MA of Joshua Buckley. Off Buckley having to get out of the gas also. So Bill Ross having to gather the 21 back up after going way high down last time by in turns 1 and 2. Finds himself back into the 12th spot. He was up inside the top 10, but is now falling back outside the top 10, back to the 12th running position. Joshua Buckley trying to make some moves here. Late pit for him. So Buckley currently running into the 14th spot as he gets around Steve McCormick. Fastest lap of the evening just laid down by the driver who was out front, car number 1. Dalton Williamson here on lap number 11, laying the fastest lap time of an 18.42 second lap. What do you say? He's laying down burners. What do you say we take a drive around the speedway with him? Barely any off-throttle time for the driver out of Tampa, Florida. So he is out front here tonight. We've only had two lead changes technically, if you want to count it here tonight. Williamson and Trevarthen, both the only 2 leaders of the evening. The battle back here seems like it's going to be a good one any moment, because Cody Meadows seems to be just a little bit faster than number 21. Bill Gross, there you see Gross to the outside, and Meadows going to go down over the no-no zone. He got the left side tires of that number 46 down on the turtles, and you saw the sparks flying. You saw the car getting out of shape. That can bend some of those A-arms. That suspension is very weak on these modifieds. You don't want to go down there. Steve McCormick and Brandon Feeney doing a little battling. There's the Feeney call, number 38, the death to granny hips. Yeah, Feeney getting real close down there to the inside wall in 3 and 4. You can make a lot of ground up, a lot of time if you can get real close to the inside wall in turns 3 and 4. Problem is, it's flirting with disaster. Same down in turns 1 and 2 with those turtles. You just gotta stay away from them. Feeney trying to regroup because he got so close last time down in 3 and 4 to that inside wall. They had to check him up. See if he can make the pass here on McCormick. Taking a look here at some of the stats. This is Brandon Feeney's 5th race here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway here with Red Light Racing. Feeney's been able to pick up 3 top 10s coming here with the series. He's never picked up a win, and he's never picked up a top 5 finish. Could that change here tonight? Right now he's back in 16th, having to make his way up as battle just out ahead of him. 3-car battle. That is Meadows, Buckley, and Gross. Gross working the outside there. Buckley a little sideways down in 1 and 2. Hang on to the tennis balls here tonight, Joshua. See if we can get those bad boys to the finish line. Josh having to fall back here, running just back there to the 14th spot for himself. Another battle inside the top 10, though. Victor Valls in car number 53, the switch tire entry, trying to hold off the Oscar Meyer entry. And how about Richard Murdoch? He's worked himself up a couple positions. He's now running into the 7th position for the South Carolina native. Myrtle Beach, I believe, just an hour north of Richard Murdoch's home, where he has a boat. If you didn't know, race fans, he became a very avid fisherman. Takes the girls out on his boat. Murdoch also liking to take midnight strolls on his bicycle. I saw it on Facebook, and race fans, you know they can't put anything on Facebook if it's not true. So it's true on both factors. Murdoch currently sitting into the 7th position. Picked up 2 spots, so he's positive here tonight. Driver that has picked up the most, though, it's car number 52. There you see him going down to the turn 1 and 2. Saying about a car length up off the turtles is where he is right now. That is Chris Oliver. Oliver driving the unsponsored number 52 here tonight. Started back in 15th, currently sitting in the 5th position. 1 car ahead of him. It's the Big Bruce Customs, number 31 of Dave Bragg. Bragg picking up the championship last year. Tonight, Dave Bragg coming into this race 5th overall after picking up 1 spot in the championship standings after last week's race. So still right there on the border. He technically sits 46 points out of the top spot with Max Terrill and Michael Trevarthen. So a lot of racing left in the season. Race leaders, though, starting to pull away. There is Dalton Williamson, almost up to a half a second race lead. That's a good size lead here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. I was told here tonight if we get a 100-lap green flag run, they were going to be very close on fuel. We did have that caution flag on lap number 2, so that may put some of these drivers inside the window. That's why you saw a lot of these drivers coming down to pit road under that first caution flag of the evening, trying to see if they can squeeze just a couple more drops of racing fuel into their machines. There you see the number 40, that was Rob Higgins battling with Richard Murdoch. Murdoch, we talk about it week in and week out, making his full-time series here this year on Thursday night. Haven't seen Murdoch run full-time with the series before. We've seen him make, starts here and there with the series, and actually he did start one race here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, and I believe he wound up on his lid, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Murdoch does have a short track win to his iRacing career. He won back at the Bristol Motor Speedway on Monday nights, and Monday nights is when we have the big stars, the big cars on the NASCAR-style tracks. So Murdoch not a stranger to short track racing going to victory lane. Murdoch's other two big racetrack career wins came at Talladega and Daytona. Myrtle Beach is not Daytona, that's for sure. It races like it here with these modifieds because, well, they are able to carry so much momentum and speed through the corners. See Joshua Buckley able to carry that momentum. Oh boy, Jeremy out there says Murdoch's got to go because he's got alcohol riding on this. Well, I don't know what you guys are all drinking out there, but I got in my Turn 3 Racing koozie, one of those Busch Light Peaches. Yeah, I still got a couple hanging around in my garage fridge. Had to crack one of them open here tonight. TJ Henson may want one because Cody Meadows is all over the bars of that cookout, number 62, and they are battling for what is the 11th and 12th position. TJ Henson going to swing it high down in 1. Out of 2, here comes Cody Meadows. Will he have a run? He'll have the opportunity, but TJ Henson just sails it off farther down there. TJ Henson able to hold that cookout number 62 in front of the 46 of Cody Meadows. We'll keep a close eye on this battle as they are battling, and then just behind them it is the 21 and the 13 still going at it. So a lot of good battles outside the top 10 currently. Sometimes the best battles aren't at the front of the field, as we're seeing here tonight. It's been all quiet out front for, TJ Henson hard into the wall. He stuffs it. The 62 got way wide down in turn number 4, stuffed the 62s right front into the outside wall. Will lose the position. Great wreck avoidance by the number 46 of Cody Meadows. Let's go back. You can watch the pass here on lap number 39. This is what happens right there. Up into the outside wall goes the 62 of TJ Henson, and Cody Meadows having to go to the bottom side. He swung it down there and he got around and he holds on to it. 46 right there. Now TJ Henson falling back into the clutches of Bill Ross back here. There's Bill in the iRacing.com, number 21. Just behind him is Joshua Buckley, so called a 3-horse race. Just notice that Josh Buckley has a red air filter cover. I think he possibly is the only driver here tonight that has a different air filter cover on his modified. Everybody else, I'm pretty sure, has black. These 3 are going to be battling it out for 12th, 13th, and 14th position, and then they got Feeney back there running in 15th. 62 of TJ Henson going to swing it high. Look at Josh Buckley. He's pushing that 21 through turns 1 and 2. I told you we were a long way from Daytona and Talladega. Well, don't tell Joshua Buckley that because he's trying to bump draft that 21 past the 62 of TJ Henson. Now, The 21 gonna clear. As these drivers are battling back here, this is getting tighter up front. Trevarthen, Allcares, Terry Yalt, along with Williamson, all right here within 1 second of each other. Williamson, remember, checked out to about a half a second race lead. Now it's down to just 3 car lengths, maybe call it 4, as they come by the line as we get ready to close in on the halfway portion of this race. Just realized that Chad Allcare is running that Duncan paint scheme. He's got Myrtle Beach on the back of that machine. Wonder if he's trying to tell us he's headed to the beach, race fans. Hope he's taking me. I've been there a time or two. You got to use the, you got to use every inch of this track to try and gain the speed, find the speed wherever your car is going to hook up and go. Unfortunately, TJ Henson tried to make the track a little bit wider down in turn number 4. Did not work. And ever since then, his car has been wounded, damaged, and it's been stuck to the outside. He shortened up that right front, and once you start to shorten it up, the geometry just is not right on these modifieds, and he just cannot get that car to turn back down to the bottom side of the speedway. Henson now back to running into the 16th spot instead of Steve McCormick for the reach for the top brewing. Well, they call it top row. We just keep saying he's reaching for a top 70 here. A good inside joke here with the fellas. Steve McCormick from Ohio, he calls it Top Row Brewing because that's what him and his sons came up with. Steve McCormick making some home brews. And they're always reaching for the top, while the 70 machine here tonight is trying to reach for a top 10. He's currently sitting back in the 15th position. He's got Feeney out in front of him. Buckley's right there also within striking distance. Halfway in, halfway home. The number 1 of Dalton Williamson, though, here tonight, trying to run away and hide with this one. You got to ask yourself, Williamson stretched down to about a half a second race lead. Now it's still down to about 3 car lengths distance between him and the second place runner, Michael Trevarthen. Did Williamson use his wily veteran tactics here tonight, get himself a lead, and now start to pace this field and kind of back the pace down? It's something I've seen Williamson do a handful of times here on iRacing. As we reach the halfway point home here tonight, race fans, we got to thank you tonight for tuning in here to watch the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series here for Red Light Racing. There you see the number 30 of Bob Higgins. Bob Higgins and the Higgins family, owners and operators of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, located in Ayer, Massachusetts. They are your family-owned and operated auto parts store. Whether you need gauges for your car, whether you need windshield wipers, brake pads, something to change the oil, well, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply has it. And let me tell you, being a small business up there and celebrating their 20-year anniversary, that's one heck of a feat for a family-owned and operated business up there in Ayer, Massachusetts. So congratulations to Bob Higgins and the whole family, and we thank them for their continued support here with the Red Light Racing Series, not only right here on Thursday night, but also on Monday night. Back to the race lead, though, there is still, well, it hasn't changed, race fans. I'm telling you, it's the same distance. Last time I looked at the scoring pylon, .033 was the gap between Williamson to Trevarthen, and at the line, yep, it's right about the same. Allcares is there, and then there's Terrill. Max Terrill not having a very good qualifying effort here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, and, you know, I'm a statistics guy. I really like to look and just see how some of these drivers all compare to each other. And when I was looking at Max Terrill's numbers coming into the night, this is his 5th career start here at the Speedway. He's only led 41 laps. I say only, that's because Max Terrill always running towards the front of the field. But I was looking at his average starting spot. It was 2.3 in the 4 attempts that he has had here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. So for him qualifying outside the top 5, it's just uncharacteristic. Wonder if he missed the groove in qualifying and then having to work his way through the field, only getting to 4th here. And we haven't been able to bunch the field back up. He hasn't been able to advance. So he hasn't been able to get Allcares, Trevarthen, or Williamson on this long run right now. But you also got to ask yourself, He's a veteran in his own. He's a champion here on Thursday nights as he's saving the tires underneath the number 42. Because these 4 leaders have pulled away from the 5th place driver. And there's the next pack of cars being led by the double V entry, Victor Valls, the switch tire number 53. He's got Ken Allen, Richard Murdoch, and then Rob Higgins, the Cowboy, all over the Fisherman. Rob Higgins in the Checker Flag Auto Supply Busch Latte entry. They're in the 8th spot. The orange and black number 40, that is Rob Higgins. There you see Murdoch in the 01 entry. Murdoch's been able to pick up 2 spots here tonight, while Rob Higgins has been able to pick up 3. Both drivers inside the top 10. They would like to see a caution flag, though, as they are a little bit too far back right now. They would really have to put the pedal to the metal, if you will, and go up there and get the race leaders. Riding on board here with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, Higgins Hill Racing number 40 of Rob Higgins, sitting in 8th. He's even got a Busch Light suit on. That's my man. See the different lines that Higgins is trying to use here to try to get to the inside, and it looks like it will work. He will now get to the inside of the number 01 of Richard Murdoch down in turns 1 and 2. Side by side down the back straightaway we go here. Murdoch holding the outside lane. He's going to try to hold Higgins down as far as he can and then not allow Higgins to get the swing out on corner exit. Big flames out of the 01 of Murdoch. Missed the corner just a little bit. That's going to allow the 40 of Higgins to get a little bit of an advantage here down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. They go again. Both drivers looking like they are using a lot of wheel into the front tires to try and turn their modifieds here tonight. Murdoch going way high. There's marbles up there. That's not where you want to be. And when I say marbles, I talk about it quite often. Marbles. Marbles. And the race fans are like, what the heck are marbles? Well, you remember the things you used to play with, those glass marbles as a kid? Well, throw them on the floor and try and walk over them. You can't. You slip. You slide. You fall. They hurt. Well, that's exactly what marbles are like on the outside groove here for Richard Murdoch. They're little balls of rubber, and when the smooth racing slick flat car part of the tire gets over that, as you see Murdoch, oh, he got into the wall. Murdoch got into the wall and then almost got into Rob Higgins. He'll lose the battle there. But those marbles, those rubber marbles up there, they will make these cars slip and slide and not stick to the groove where they want to run. So now Murdoch going to fall back to the 8th position. Rob Higgins is running into the 7th spot. So Higgins picking up his 4th position here. Tied with Max Terriot right now of the most positions gained. Ken Allen with a little bit of a wiggle that time going down into turn number 3. We haven't seen that car get out of shape here tonight. That is the orange and yellow Oscar Mayer machine. Wonder if Oscar Mayer still has the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile and if they're traveling the country with it. Great commercials back from the 90s. If I'm not mistaken, Oscar Mayer also makes the Lunchable brand. Oh, a mistake by Victor Valls, though, down into turn 1, and then a mistake by Ken Allen. Victor got into the wall going into 1 and opened up the door for Ken Allen. Allen then unfortunately clipping the turtles down there in turns 1 and 2. Now Rob Higgins trying to diamond off the corners again to get the run. Can he get to the inside? He will. He will get to the inside of Ken Allen with a big run down the back straightaway. Rob Higgins is slicing and dicing these Oscar Mayer machines. Allen working the outside, so now Rob Higgins has picked up 5 positions as he will clear the 81 out of turn number 2. Will he be able to now go after the 53? That's switch tire entry. The Cowboy putting up a lasso right now. Lap 75 right now is what we're working. There is the battle for the race lead. It's tightened up. Chad Allcares has fallen off the front 2 as the battle for the race lead is tightened up, and then you got the battle for 3rd and 4th. Meadows and Bragg also going at it. So now late in this one, drivers are starting to battle for position because they know with just 25 laps to go here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. The Danny's Diamond Deal race, it's coming to a close. We're in the closing stages of this one. So Cody Meadows was able to pass up Dave Bragg, bumping Bragg back to the 10th position. There is Allcares and Terriol. Terriol, the championship leader coming into the night. Allcares, 6th overall in the championship standings. He has 47 points out. So if we were to end this race right now with the way they are running, Allcares would actually jump into the 5th position in the championship standings. But he's got to hold off that number 42 of Max Terriol. And Terriol, the veteran's going to throw everything at him, including the kitchen sink, and maybe the pressure is starting to get to him. Chad Allcares down the back straightaway, making a little bit of a mistake there, scraping the outside wall. I don't think it's going to damage the car enough to really hamper the performance of the car number 17. Well, with 21 laps to go, we'll find out soon. So you got the battle here, and then look at Higgins. We told you Higgins was making a charge, and here he is. Oh! Valves got very tight, then loose off. And Rob Higgins was trying to make the pass. Higgins is down the bottom right now. Can he get around him? This is the battle for the 5th spot. Higgins working down low. Ken Allen just behind Higgins, trying to force him past the 53. Higgins just trying to gingerly roll that bottom. 53 of Victor Valls. He's ran 5th all night long, it seems, and now with under 20 laps to go, may lose that spot. Tell both cars sliding through the corner that time. Told you, racing is picking up here. Higgins not quite able to clear that time out of turn 2. Should be clear down into 3, and he is. He's clear, and then Richard Murdoch trying to work on the 81 of Ken Allen also. So Murdoch will pick up a spot here from Ken Allen, give the 7th spot back to Murdoch, and now Murdoch has a chance to go after the number 53 down the back straightaway. There's the 53 right behind him. There's Murdoch. So can Richard now get back into the 6th position? He was in 6th for a couple laps and then fell back through the field. 16 to go. Nothing has changed at the front 2, but Max Terriol did get around Chad Allcares as we watch that battle a little bit farther back. What does Max have left in the bag? Can he go run down Trevorthan and Williamson? A couple drivers coming to pit road. Not sure if it's scheduled, but Ken Allen coming to pit road. Chris Oliver coming to pit road. There you see the Oscar Mayer, number 81 of Ken Allen. He is on pit road right now. He'll come to the attention of his pit crew. Now here comes the 53 of Victor Valls. So these drivers with 15 laps to go. Now 14 laps to go as the race leaders come by the stripe. They are running out of fuel. Those machines need, well, they're V8s. They're ground pounders. They suck fuel. So some of these drivers not able to make it that far on fuel here tonight. Question being now, with race leaders come to pit road, do they have to? Max Terriol is coming like a freight train, setting some of the fastest laps of the evening. He is about a 1/10 of a second faster each lap than the race leaders. Michael Trevarthen lurking down to the inside. You see some of those drivers coming off of pit road, trying to be gingerly getting back out onto the speedway. It'll be 11 laps to go. 1 and 1, that's 11. Chad Allcares coming to pit road. There's the Duncan Myrtle Beach entry. So with 11 laps to go, he will come to pit road. When they come by this time, it'll be a double high 5. 10 laps to go for the race leaders. Williamson, Trevarthen, Terriol, Higgins, Meadows, the top 5. Here comes the race leaders. They're coming to pit road this time. Williamson, Trevarthen come to pit road. So they give up the race lead with just 10 laps to go. Now Max Terriol takes over the top spot. Here comes Rob Higgins. He's also going to come to pit road. So right now, Max is out there, and now he says that is enough. He will bring the 42 storming to pit road. The strategy is wild here. Meadows will stay out. He will get a lap led here tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. 8 to go. Some of these drivers, I'm looking at it, they may have saved enough fuel, and the question is, have they? Remember back on lap number 2 when we had that caution flag, some of these drivers ducked down to pit road. I'm looking at it right now. The top 6 drivers all made their pit stops back on lap 3 and lap 4 under that first caution flag. Meadows pitted back on lap 3. He's now the race leader with just, well, when he comes by out of turn 4, it'll be 6 laps to go. Then Josh Buckley, he pitted back on lap 4. Brandon Feeney pitted back on lap 3. McCormick on lap 3. Bob Higgins, lap 3. And TJ Henson also pitting on lap number 3. Did they save enough is going to be the question. The battle out of pit road, though, is Max Terriot coming out of pit road first with Dalton Williamson, Chad Allcares, and Michael Trevarthen. Looks like Trevarthen was able to put tires on his number 2 machine. That'll put him way behind, stuck in traffic. 5 laps to go for when they come by. Four laps to go, and the only drivers that are on the lead lap are the drivers that all pitted, all played a different strategy. Do they have enough? I don't know. It is going to be close. Right now, Cody Meadows is a 4.2 second race lead. He could back it down, try to save enough, coast it around here for the win. It would be his first career win with the series if he was able to. We're about 1 mile away from finding out because the old popsicle sticks, throw them up, dump them out. It'll be just 2 more times around. 2 times around here for the number 46 of Meadows. Buckley sitting back there into the second position, this time high. Out of turn 4. Meadows will see for the first time ever the white flag brought to us here tonight by Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe. It's the final lap here tonight for the Danny's Diamond Deals May the 4th be with you race. And, well, final trip to 3. It'll be the final trip to turn 4 to pick up his first career win. It'll be the 46 of Cody Meadows. Coming home in second place here tonight to be the number 13 MA of Joshua Buckley. And how about the Feeney call, number 38 of Brandon Feeney in third. Steve McCormick will finish 4th here tonight. Bob Higgins will finish 5th, and 6th will go to TJ Henson. Max Terriot will finish 7th with Williamson in 8th, Allcares in 9th, and Trevarthen into the 10th position. But there's your winner, the first time ever. The driver out of Martinsville, Virginia, will pick up a win here on the asphalt. And how about this, race fans? At one point, he was turned around and facing the wrong direction down in turn number 1 on lap number 2. Tonight, he goes to victory lane. So as Cody gets ready, we're getting ready to talk to him here. Race fans, we'll take a quick break, and look at him. He's going to do the victory donuts down here now. He figured it out. First time winner, sometimes you just got to be coaxed into doing some donuts on the front straightaway. That Mad Sim Racing entry here tonight, picking up that first career win. He'll park it down to victory lane, and we're going to talk to him in just a couple of moments after these commercials.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway here tonight for the Diamond Deals. May the 4th be with you here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing. A great race here from the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. One caution flag, and it involved one of the drivers that will finish on the podium here tonight. But don't take my word for it, race fans. Let's hear it from a first-time winner here as he's standing by here. How about it, the driver of the 46, Cody Meadows. Cody, a great race for you, but it started out in the wrong direction. A lap 2, turn 1.
Yeah, I'm a bit speechless at the moment. I'm just happy to be running with this group of guys. I mean, a couple of really good finishes to come out and do a win in my 3rd race running. I'm lost for words.
It's one of those, Will Ferrell moments where, I got these hands and what do I do with them? Walk us through this race from the time you spun out to the time you came to pit road, restarted, and then all of a sudden at the end of this one, drivers are peeling off ahead of you, and you find yourself in the race lead with under 10 laps to go.
Yeah, so at the spin, of course, no, everybody would be a bit flabbergasted, just out of it. I was a little agitated, just pretty much muttering to myself, trying to get them. You think about it, and it's the start of the race, so you got a long way ahead. But then, like halfway through the run, I heard a bunch of guys, and even before the race, I heard fuelless might be a factor in this race. So like, I'm already in the back, just get it over with now. And came in, took fuel, and then pretty much that was it. I didn't even bother taking tires. But got the fuel, came out, and then just waited. It turned into a hunting game because you're just waiting to see for that monster to pop out of the woods. In that case, being a win for me. But just kept my head down and held it for a win.
So you're able to, you said it, in your 3rd career start here with the series, pick up the win. You've had some good finishes in your first 2 starts, a 4th, a 3rd. Did you decide here tonight just to skip over that P number 2?
Well, I don't think I had a bit of an option this time around. But yeah, I figured I'd skip it. I mean, if you're gonna get a podium, get it right.
Well, that's exactly what you did here tonight. So a win at Myrtle Beach for your first career win. We have some great tracks coming up, all varying sizes, though. What do you think about leaving here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway? We're going to leave the Turtles down in turn 1, and we're going to head to South Boston Speedway. 1 week from now, we're going to slap the fenders back on the machines and head to Sobo.
Oh, I'm actually kind of excited about that because I used to go to that track quite often, and so I know that track a bit well. I'm fingers crossed. I was like looking at the schedule with my 2 most excited tracks being South Boston and my home track of Martinsville. So I can't wait to get my feet in the ground and tear up home.
Do you know any other tracks that are not in Virginia?
I've piddled, but I'll get there when I get there.
We're getting you a little accommodated with the rest of the tracks out here. But hey, a great run for you tonight, Cody. What do you say for the first time in your career? We roll the red carpet out here for you on Thursday nights. We hand you the microphone, and you tell us, everybody back home, that makes this whole thing go around the speedway as fast as it is.
Again, big thanks to all my family, mom, dad, for helping me get the money for this, grandma for the PC. Just my friends over at Mad Sim Racing at BTR, those guys have been keeping real with me, trying to get my head back down into racing again, and I'm excited for that. Vela, Nikki, and I noticed in the chat, Ari, thank you so much for finally making one of my races and the one that I win, but couldn't be happier with all my friends out there. And big shout out to Red Light for everything and giving me this chance to race with everybody.
There you have it, tonight's winner. He's a rookie with the series, and in his third career start, he shows that the 46 belongs right here in winner's circle tonight at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway. So Cody Meadows picks up the win. Who finishes second? Well, I said it early on, Josh. I said keep the tennis balls on her, and it'll be a good night. And this number 13 finally back on the podium here tonight with a little bit of strategy and all 4 tennis balls still on her.
How often does that happen? So, yeah, no, good car. Talked with my teammates, and I was just discussing. I'm like, is going to be, pitting for fuel early. If we get an early caution, going to be the play. Just if we get that long green flag run, and I decided to make that call, and I guess it worked out for the better.
What were you thinking about the midway portion of this one? Obviously, you pitted for fuel early on in this one. Did you think that it had enough just with the you pitted on lap number 4, so just 4 laps in? Did you know you had enough at the halfway point?
Yeah, I knew I had enough pretty much as soon as we pitted because we were just short by not too much. So I put in some just for also if we got like a green flag or a green-white checker there at the end. So yeah, pretty much as soon as I left pit road, I knew I was good. I just didn't know how the race was going to play at that point. About halfway through, when we were just going and going green, I'm like, this has a chance to go the whole way, and I'm glad it did.
Back there, though, it wasn't just an easy race for you. You were locked in the battles back there. TJ Hansen, Brandon Feeney, Steve McCormick, all right there. It seemed like you guys were just packed up together all night long. How was the racing in that mid-pack all night long?
It was good. Another one there that I was behind for a while, and I just couldn't figure out a way to get by him was Bill. And that was the move that really won Cody the race, I think, is he just got a little more aggressive than I did, trying to get under him. Just everywhere that I was fast, Bill was fast too, and I really didn't get the opportunity to pass him, and that turned to cost me a possibility for the win tonight. But definitely congrats to Cody, first win at Red Light in 3 racing, so he's had some speed, so it's nice to see him finally get that win.
Yeah, it's nice to see you back here on the podium yourself. You obviously have the most starts here with the series and the most starts here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. What do you think, though? You heard us talk to Cody about going to South Boston. That's always one of my favorites, but I'm sure you're looking 2 weeks ahead. On May the 16th, we head to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
I'm honestly, being up there in the points battle, I'm kind of focusing week to week. Obviously, New Hampshire, one of my favorites to go to just because, I live up here. I go to that track all the time. But I'm going to focus on South Boston. South Boston can be tricky. Very small track. Bumping and banging is probably going to happen. I just need to, continue what I've been doing for a majority of the season and keeping my head down and just getting the good finishes.
Well, it was a good finish here tonight for you, Josh. Like I said, it's great to see you back on the podium and have a great run with a great-looking number 13 MA here tonight. Who's on the side of all these quarter panels that are absolutely, for the first time, straight as can be?
So, first of all, I got to thank my teammates, Dalton and Trevarthen at Rev Esports. Just the work we put in, the practice and the testing, obviously shows, both of them are fast, and I feel like I've been, showing some more speed this season, so that's good. Obviously, Granny Hips, Walkers, and Canes, Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and yeah, just everybody that comes out and makes this a fun place to race, and you guys for the broadcast.
There you have it, the driver with the peeps in the background. You heard him, race fans. He's from Pepperell, Massachusetts. Joshua Buckley rolls the dice, plays the strategy correct here tonight, and will finish P number 2. The driver, though, that will finish in the 3rd spot, he's had one heck of a season. We've talked to you more, Brandon Feeney, in the last couple of weeks than we've talked to you probably in the last 3 years. Another great run here on Thursday.
Yeah, it was actually a good run, good call on strategy. We seen the caution early, and if you watch the Red Light series on Monday, it came down to a field strategy race. So I'm like, all right, there's a good chance this goes green flag from here and top up and hope for the best.
You hope for the best, and the strategy played into your favor. There were some close calls back there, though. You were driving around the 70 of McCormick and the 13 of Feeney there for a while. Some of these drivers get up into the outside wall off turn 4, and a lot of times having to make those aggressive moves. How were you able to keep the 38 out of the wall and out of the competitors tonight?
I think we're having a game of hide and seek down here. Steve would show me where the outside wall was, so I showed him where the inside wall was, and we're just helping each other learn the track a little bit better back in our little pack there.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but I've watched a lot of racing, obviously, here virtually, and a lot of racing up and down the East Coast, dirt and asphalt, and I've seen many drivers get into the wall. Not one time have I seen them move those concrete walls. The track doesn't get bigger.
You haven't watched me enough, because I moved one in real life at Peterborough.
Well, that's up there in Canada. You guys do things a little different.
Yeah, the walls are a little softer up here.
Well, it doesn't help you.
But, like I said, it was a great strategy call. Freaking really happy with the way it turned out, and it was good, clean racing between me and Steve and Josh. I think he was throwing canes at me because all of a sudden I got loose when I got close to him, but, that is what it is.
Hey, he's always got a couple tricks up his old sleeve there. But hey, Feeney, before we let you go, what do you say? Who's on the Feeney call coming up?
This week we actually have first episode of Impact Motorsports. Will be back for the 1 year anniversary, and then next week we will have the Peterborough Speedway behind the scenes episode, kind of showing you the people that you don't normally get to talk with, like the announcer, your photographers, your videographers, and stuff like that. Put a name and face to the people that bring you the entertainment every week.
Well, we love those entertainment factors. That's why we're here tonight. Feeney, a great run for you. What do you say? Who do you got to give the big shout-outs here from north of the border?
I got to actually thank my new employer of 88 Racing in the NASCAR Canada Series, and got to thank Luke and Molly, and obviously all the fans and for tuning in. And Roger, you putting on the greatest broadcast in the world.
There you have it. He said it, not I. You heard it from his point of view here tonight. The driver of car number 38, that is Brandon Feeney. He will and deal that 10 positive spots here tonight. Started outside the top 10, and will finish P number 3. Steve McCormick picks up 12 spots. He's the biggest mover in Shaker here tonight after the 100-lap feature event brought to us here tonight by Danny's Diamond Deals. So 12 spots for Steve McCormick, and another 12 spots for Bob Higgins, who will round out the top 5 positions here. TJ Henson finishes in 6th. He's one of those drivers that rolled the dice and played the strategy early by pitting under the first caution flag. Everybody else here tonight, Terry Alt, Williamson, Allcares, Trevarthen finishing in the top 10. They all had to pit late in this one. It seemed like those 4 drivers were running away with it. Well, they didn't play the strategy just right here at the virtual Myrtle Beach Speedway, and will fall back down the standings at the end of this one. So with this race being in the books here tonight, where does that leave us going? Well, that leads us now to the South Boston Speedway, one of the smallest bull rings that we have on the schedule. We slap the fenders back on them and we let these boys do a little rubbing, bumping, and some good old-fashioned short-track racing. Then we will head to the biggest track on the schedule for the season on May the 16th when we head to the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So 2 very different tracks coming up here in the next 2 weeks, and, well, you don't want to miss any of it. You're going to be able to find all the racing action right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as we bring you all the red light racing action, whether it's the short track series right here on Thursday night with myself, or the big NASCAR style, the big style racing on the big tracks. That's Monday night with Mr. Brett the Jet and all the stars there. But for everybody at Danny's Diamond Deals, everybody with the checkered flag always flying, everybody at Red Light Racing, and of course, all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's virtual broadcast here at the Myrtle Beach Speedway. And until we catch you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.